train, come on down. We need all the freedom we can get. Amen? All right. We have the next speaker here, political commentator, Miss Karlyn Borysenko. Give it up, everybody.
All right. So, can I make a confession? This was not in my life plan. At all. Listen, man, I'm an organizational psychologist. I had a quiet little business. I was doing my thing. I was not involved in politics at all. And if you had told me I would be speaking at a walkaway rally a year ago, I would have laughed, called you crazy, and told you you were in desperate need of my services. So, how did I get here? Well, what you need to know about me is I grew up in Vermont, the land of hippie liberals, Ben and Jerry's, and Bernie Sanders. And in fact, there has never been a time in my entire life, I'm almost 40 years old, my entire life, in which Bernie Sanders was not in public office. And so when I turned 18, it just made sense to become a Democrat. I didn't even think about it. Oh, someone's wearing my shirt. So I became a Democrat, and because that was what everyone did. My friends, my family, all this stuff. And I, to this day, have never voted for someone except for Bernie Sanders, who was not a Democrat. That will change in November. The yarn and the needles, and listen, I know when a lot of you think of knitting, you think of little old ladies drinking tea and gossiping and that sort of thing, and that's very true, but knitting today takes place online, places like Instagram, Ravelry, and about a year and a half ago, social justice invaded my knitting community. And I gotta tell you, I don't want to be political when I knit. It's knitting, for crying out loud. But here's what happened when social justice invaded knitting. I saw good people who had done nothing wrong have their reputations destroyed because they didn't say the right thing. I saw good people have their businesses destroyed because they didn't want to bend the knee. And I saw one man, a gay man, a minority in knitting, get bullied and mobbed so badly by the social justice warriors that he checked himself into the hospital on suicide watch. And as this was going on right in front of my face, I couldn't help but think that these were people I had politically aligned myself with, and I was not comfortable with that anymore. To listen to voices I disagreed with. And the very first thing I did was watch a video of the Walkaway Town Hall with Brandon Strzok and Mike Harlow, convinced I would disagree with them. And instead, I found people who were talking like me, who are thinking like me, who are expressing ideas I disagreed with. Well, I did this for a while, and then my big graduation exercise was to go to a Donald Trump rally in Manchester, New Hampshire before the New Hampshire primary. And guess what? I didn't see any Nazis. I didn't see any racists. There was not a Klan robe in sight. What I did see were veterans, school teachers, small business owners, good people who had different ideas than me about how to run the country. And I wrote an article about my experience. Some of you may have read it, or seen my PragerU video. And I gotta tell you, I didn't expect anyone to read it, and about a week later, 3.3 million people had. Here's the thing, I'm not a conservative. I know that disappoints some of you, but I am not a conservative. I have different ideas than the right about things like healthcare and immigration and environmentalism. But the thing of it is this, where I align with the right are things like freedom of speech, individual liberties. This is critically important, and I gotta tell you guys, so the first time I ever saw Brandon speak in person was at CPAC this past year, and one of the things he said was, "Hell hath no fury like a gay man scorned." Well, here's the thing though, Brandon, being gay, probably doesn't have as much experience with really pissed off women. And I'm more than a little pissed. I'm pissed at Rachel Maddow for telling me walk away was fake. I am pissed at the Democratic Party for abandoning the ideals that led me to join the party in the first place. Listen, man, the social justice Nazis that took over my knitting community, they're now in cities around the country. They're in Seattle, taking over a 6-block area, and the city does nothing. They're in Portland, where Antifa's going into residential neighborhoods, attacking people in their homes, and the city is doing nothing. In Minneapolis, they're abolishing the police. How stupid is that? Have you ever heard of a dumber idea in your lives? And right here in Los Angeles, your mayor is threatening to turn off your water and your power if you have people over to your house. Enough is enough. Listen, this is not a choice between Democrats versus Republicans. That's not what this election is about. This is not even a choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. If you don't like Donald Trump, if you don't think he's a good guy, I empathize. He's not my favorite guy in the world, but he is the person that we need. So when you're casting your vote, you keep in mind that if you don't vote for Trump, what you're going to set yourself up for is an authoritarian government that wants to tell you what you think and what to say and what videos you can watch and what books you can read and who you can hear from. And if you don't comply, they're going to come after you and shut off your water and your power to your house on your property. We are the only thing standing in the way between this Marxist takeover of our country. This is absolute insanity. So if you are for freedom, the First Amendment, and individual liberties, the choice in November is clear. All right, guys, that's all I got.